So many lessons can be gleaned from, pondered, and learned from each Torah portion. And this is especially true for the first parsha, that is, Breysheet. The creation of the world. Breysheet bara Elohim. The order of creation. The word yom in ancient biblical Hebrew not specifically meaning 24-hour period, but just meaning notable period of or passage of time. The first creation being light and dark, the potential for the good, hatov, and the evil, hara. God's indicating that which is good, ki tov. That which is very good, like Shabbat, v'hinei tov ma'od, and also that which is not good. That there was evening before morning, vayehi erev, vayehi boker, and thus are starting our Jewish days each evening. The creation of mankind, the blessing that is reigned, that our job is to take good care of God's creation. The first human vocation of agriculture. The connection between Adam and Adamah, man and earth. The difference between mankind and the other creatures and the responsibility we have there. The Garden of Eden. Eden being in the east, in the direction where the sun will daily rise. The ancient Hebrew word Eden basically meaning delightful or luxurious, as all was intended to be. The first actual commandment to mankind from Breysheet 1:29 indicating what we are to eat. Behold, I have given you every herb-yielding seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree-yielding seed. To you it shall be for food. Hinei natati lachem et kol asev, zoreah zerah, asher al panei kol haaretz, v'et kol ha'etz, asher bo peri etz, zoreah zara, lachem yiyeh liachla. And then, even more clearly perhaps from Breysheet 2:16, further clarification of that very first positive commandment, that we are to eat of the garden. Vaitzav Adonai Elohim al ha'adam lemor, mikol eitz hagan, echol tochel. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. But yes, then we receive our first boundary, giving us an opportunity to make good choices, and unfortunately giving us the opportunity to learn not so good consequences. But that we are given the power of choice, knowing good and evil. Yodei tov bara. The first negative commandment then being that we are not to choose evil. Our choice to not follow the rules and thus to suffer consequences. Our burden then of the awareness of our own mortality. How our intentionally choosing bad, the contrast of good, brought about unintentionally choosing death, the contrast to life. The intelligence with which mankind was born or created. How woman was created as an equal of sorts to man to be his valuable partner in life. The power of choice with which we have been so blessed, but also how we can choose poorly and instead be so cursed. How we should focus first on good, on doing good, on being good, on bringing more good into the world, being God's agents of good, and not supposed to be focusing on our own personal pleasure and self-gratification. How giving in to temptation leads to another. The power of guilt and conscience. How our wrongdoing is seen by God. The concern of the lack of our moral uprightness, the importance of us each questioning where we are. Ayeka, where art thou? the need to take responsibility for what we do. The story of Cain and Abel. The importance of not choosing to do less when we can do more. The importance of putting forth our best. The problem of jealousy. Our early family tree, Cain's descendants, and finishing up this incredible introductory chapter with the line of Seth through the generations down to Noah, where the next chapter, next week, shall begin. All of this and more from but one Torah portion, from the first chapter of Breysheet. The tone is clearly set. The foundation is in place. So much to learn is put before us. Much to glean, much to ponder, much to learn. This Shabbat Breysheet. The Shabbat Shalom, the Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan Sameach.